Did you know that there was animals even scarier than dinosaurs? These are some of the biggest and baddest animals that used to live on each continent where you live now, and I bet you're glad they don't exist anymore. Now some of these animals look like something that kids came up with on construction paper, which makes them even more scarier. What happens when you mix a lion with a leopard? This is one of the most feared large cats of all time. This is the Dinosaurs, and they basically lived everywhere on Earth. It wasn't very fast since they were a little chunky. Hey, don't judge. Bro, it's healthy though. At 5 foot long and weighing up to 250 pounds, they were ambush predators, and their favorite food was humans. Wait, I mean monkeys and apes. You know how science works. They claim we came from monkeys. I mean, my brother looks like a monkey. Sorry, bro. See you at the next family reunion. If you fear snakes, you would never have visited South America when the Titan Noble was alive. This was the largest snake to ever exist at 50 feet and 2,500 pounds. It could swallow sharks with no problem. And lucky for us, it went extinct about 60 million years ago, and this is what it sounded like. If you think New York had big rats, you haven't seen Ratzilla. The name is silly, but this capybara on steroids was actually 10 feet tall with teeth that are 1 foot long. This alien looking beast is a ground sloth, also called Megatherium, and sounded like this. What do you get if you mix a hippo, a bear, and a rhino all in one? You would get this concoction of a beast, the Toxodon. It also has a big hump on its back like a camel, and it even has a beautiful smile like me. The Toxodon was one of the biggest plant-eating animals in South America at 3,000 pounds and 4.9 feet tall, which doesn't sound bad, right? Did you know that even some herbivores today eat meat? Deer, cows, and even sheep will eat birds or mice as a protein source. So be glad this overstuffed vegan is gone, or you might have been their protein source. These overgrown parrots are called Abrontonese, aka terror birds. They were 9 foot tall flightless birds, and although they were flightless, they were pretty robust birds. They would hide and ambush their prey, kind of like big cats do today. And yes, you would have made a perfect cracker for this parrot. Imagine walking in the forest and hearing this sound. What are the craziest animals that used to live in Australia? I mean, it's Australia, bro. You know they had some crazy stuff going on. This giant lizard is called a megalania. These baby Godzillas grew to about 22 feet in length, and they were poisonous. The Gila monster and the Komodo dragons are very similar to what this beast actually looked like. This bird was actually big and strong enough to pick you up. The highest eagle is the largest eagle that ever existed at 33 pounds with a wingspan of 10 feet wide. They went extinct about 500 years ago because their main food source, giant mosa, oh my gosh, the giant mosa, giant mosa. Bro, I keep saying mosa. The giant moa also went extinct about that time. What if you had a dog with a pouch that looked like a tiger or a wolf but was a marsupial like a kangaroo, wombat, and a possum? Yeah, I think nature got confused too. The thylacine was also called the Tasmanian tiger or Tasmanian wolf and was an apex predator. Scientists are actually planning to bring this back from extinction. The Diprotodon was the largest marsupial to ever exist. They were basically giant wombats at 6 feet tall and 3,500 pounds. Its name in Greek means 2 forward teeth. Bro, why are all these scientific names so weird? Like, these names are so literal but yet so odd. In 100 million years, they're gonna call us Homo stupidans, which means stupid humans. For my friends in the UK, you have the pterosaurs. These bird-bat hybrids could fly 60 miles an hour and pick you up like an eagle picking up a deer. Hate mosquitoes? Then this thing would have made you hate life. They looked a lot like dragonflies with a wingspan of 26 inches. The Meganeura was one of the largest insects to ever live and ate amphibians and other small insects. You need a big bat to fight this thing. If the oceans weren't already bad enough, there was a Eucalyptus, which were giant sea scorpions. They were 8 foot long and had 18-inch long sharp pinching claws. They didn't have any known predators except their own kind because they would eat each other. But I know some of my Louisiana people would throw this in a pot with some seasoning. Let's go. In Asia, you have to deal with the Andrewsarchus. They are closely related to hippos with a skull that was 3 feet long. And you know hippos are vicious. Imagine coming face to face with their step cousin. This was the Gigantopithecus and was the largest ape to ever exist. Bro kinda looks like Bigfoot though. They stood about 12 foot tall and weighed 1,200 pounds. The good news here is that they were believed to eat only plants and had a mouth that would crush and grind the plants to a pulp. But I tell you this, I wouldn't give Bigfoot a chance to try those jaws on me. And being bigger than the modern day gorilla, they would have ripped your arms off like twigs. This is what they sounded like. In Russia, they had cave hyenas, and their scientific name is crotch spleen. Wait, what's that? I pronounced it wrong. Hey, I'm a scientist, not an English teacher. Anyway, cave hyenas had longer legs than modern day hyenas and weighed 230 pounds, which means they had to eat a lot more than the hyenas today, and that's not a laughing matter. If you ever walked through the forest and heard this sound, you probably panicked. This is the Stegosaurus, and although they were plant eaters, they had small brains, kind of like Twitter users. Some people believe they even had a brain in their butt. At least that's what scientists used to believe about the Stegosaurus. Now they discovered that actually wasn't true. Maybe that's how we got the saying of, is your head stuck up your butt? is a Dinosaurs. This mega-sized crocodile weighed 10,000 pounds and up to 30 feet long. Scientists actually found T-Rex bones with bite marks from the Dinosaurs on them. Okay, so the right pronunciation for this is a Dinosaurs, but no body of water would be safe with these things in it. One of the most feared cats of all time is the saber-toothed tiger, and lucky for us, they don't exist anymore, but you can hear them from miles away. One of the largest bears to ever exist is the large-faced bear. They were 12 feet tall and weighed 3,000 pounds, which means it was the largest carnivorous land animal to ever exist. They were known for their short face and also called the bulldog bear. Go figure. The pigs from hell. That's what the Daeodon's called. They were as large as bison and had big cheekbones and gave it extra bite force, which means it opened mouth as big as hippos. And just like pigs today, they would eat plants and meat. This is what they actually sounded like. Africa had some of the most intriguing animals on the planet. So to have the largest carnivore to ever walk the earth makes sense. Spinosaurus. Bigger than a T-Rex, with the face of a crocodile, the fin of Dimetrodon, and the tail of an axolotl, it definitely was one of the scariest things to ever live. They could swim fast and walk on land too. Did you know that Pac-Man was a frog? Well, that's what some scientists call frogs, and this one is called Beelzebufo, aka devil frog. They had a big mouth and gobbled things up like Pac-Man. They were the largest frogs to ever exist at 16 inches and were the size of a beach ball. They ate anything they could fit in their mouth. They ate fish, they ate bugs, they ate frogs, and they even ate small dinosaurs. Bro just ate. This is what happens when you let kids draw pictures for scientists. Bruh. This is what scientists call the Platybelodon. Looks like a bird pig elephant because it used to scoop up fruit from its trunk and acted like shovels. Wow. They were as big as Asian elephants and their tusks actually pointed down towards them. Nice design, nature. I'm not one to wish animals did go extinct, but I'm glad some of these did. Subscribe if you agree.